Hey folks, on the water with my buddy Jed.
How's it going?
Tell us about our weather.
Well, right now we're on a warming trend, so it's been on the spike for about the last 4 or 5 days. It's mid 50s already, and it's sustained that overnight. So hopefully we're in for a good increase in water temperature. Really nice air temperature. I think it's supposed to bump up to mid 60s today.
Nice.
So pretty awesome for January 2nd.
I actually got that kind of pulled up here. This is one of the gauges that actually has a temperature graph on it, and this is what it was 4 days ago. Was 42ish, and each of these spikes is sunlight where it comes up and then drops back down later in the day. But we're approaching 50-degree water temperature, and then this is what happens by tomorrow. We get the door slamming shut on this this warming trend, and we got snow in the forecast for this time tomorrow. Yeah. So
that makes more sense for this time of the year, but we're gonna take this while we have it.
Yeah, let's get out there and find hopefully some active feeding fish.
Sounds good.
Starting off with my craw finesse jig with the Bat Wings trailer. Slathered some of that Liquid Mayhem on it in case they pick it up and I don't feel it. It gives me an extra second to feel the bite. But I think at 49-degree water, I bet I feel the bite. Looks like Jed got the first one there. What'd he eat? Eating a jig. Nice. So if there's a winter hole, you know that they're always holding in, that if you come out here when it's not a warming trend, they're going to be in. Look for places right next to it that have good swift current, maybe up at the head of it, maybe at the tail of it, in the taper up as it goes from deep coming up to shallow. But they're going to move shallow right next to the deepest water, and I got an example of that right here with a nice big foam patch. I'm going to show you. This is at the head of this wintering area. So you got the white water in there. You come back just a little bit, and this is foam. I don't want to say it's completely still, but it's lingering in here pretty good. There's a lot of depth here as well, which I don't know. I haven't caught a fish here yet, but this is catching my attention. The main winter hole is that way. They have to move up through a riffle to get to this, but they do that. They push up, at the head of the pool and then the tail of the pool, but also in areas that are shallower. So I may actually be pushing all the way up. If I can find pockets of foam right up in that stuff, that's a high percentage area during a warming trend. Whatever it is big. I bet you it's a carp. It is moving. Yeah, that's a big old monster carp. You ever seen a carp jump? Come on. Let me see your inner smallmouth. Come on, go airborne again. Oh, big old goldfish. Back he goes. That was as soon as I put it up in a real aggressive spot where there's water coming through, he whacked it. So they absolutely, you know, warming trends, they move up in the direction of the white water. I'll show you that here in a second. It's not real strong white water, but Jed got his back there. The carp was back there. It's the deeper part. But as you move up in the hole, you know, you get closer to really good current. So I think this is the meat of the really calm water. And as you push upstream, you can see that current coming through right in that little area. And really the calm pocket, just on the inside of that current seam is where he whacked it. Fairly shallow. So one thing that's important when you're moving up on these spots, and you wanna do the dead stick presentation of that jig there. I'm moving up under power of the Torpedo very slowly, but even before I get within casting range, I'm coming off of it, and I'm actually going to kick it into reverse just a hair to kill my momentum, because I don't want to be drifting towards where I just cast. All right, start that backwards movement, come off the reverse of the throttle, get it in that most upstream portion of foam right up against that current seam, just where these aggressive fish, like the ones that are looking to eat, it's just where they're going to be. So I've moved a couple ledges upstream from where I caught the first three, and I'm really just searching out more places where you have the current, you know, shooting through here. You have current seam, get right up at the top, put a jig on it and hope. Another one pressed right up against the current seam. Very aggressive, solid hit. And you know, I'm just, at this point, it's a pattern, and I'm just going from spot to spot to spot. You know, find the current coming through these ledges. Find the first example of foam pressed all the way up in there, throw the jig up in there, and in both cases, you know, this fish and the last one hit probably within 10 seconds of it being on bottom. So not waiting real long for bites. That was interesting. That was another one on the current seam, but I had stopped fishing it, dead stick, and I started moving it. I was actually reeling it in to recast, and this one just jumped right on it. Jed, tell me your feelings on stoneflies.
It's a lot of bugs, man. It's a lot of bugs out here.
They taste good. No comment.
That's not too bad.
Jesus. Why do they like you so much?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know butterflies are attracted to like sugar and really sweet things. So fishing in the river systems, snags are inevitable, especially in areas like we're at today. There's a lot of ledge rock, there's a lot of boulders with undercuts that the bait's gonna get up and under. a few things you could do to minimize some of the snags is using the least amount of weight possible when it's, you still want to have proper contact and maintain the feeling with the bait. But the least amount of weight that you use, the more that the bait will hopefully ride just above where the snag would occur. What I'm doing now is fishing down, meaning that the current is coming from my back and pushing down. Snags are a little less occurring doing this. What I do is maintain a high rod tip, holding the rod up, and I'm somewhat feeling like I'm floating the bait out there. So it is on the bottom, but it's just gently bouncing around, the front of the ledge rock. When you're fishing upstream, you're bringing it right into those undercuts and those ledge rocks. So a lot greater possibility of getting snagged at those points. Snags are still going to happen though, by maintaining that high rod tip. When you do feel the tension, a lot of times I'll let a little bit off. You don't want to just set the brakes into it. Maybe give it a little jiggle. The worst case scenario, you do get the snag, it still happens. I'll flip the bail. So if I'm snagged out here like this, I'll reel down to it and then I'll flip the bail. So all that release all at once will sometimes break it free of the back of the rock or wood or whatever I'm stuck on. Worst comes to worst, you motor or you paddle over to it and try to get to the other side of where the snag occurred and get it free from that angle.
That one's staying down a little bit more. Yeah. It's a better fish, man. Alright. That was the first one I actually didn't feel whack it. It was just sort of on there. Such pretty critters. Alright, real nice Potomac River smallmouth bass. We'll get him back in the water. So the wind hasn't kicked up yet, but it will later in the day. And I have two tools, two anchors, one off the bow, one off the stern, that are going to help me hold position, which can be really critical in winter, even during a warming trend, to feel that bite. Let me show you the rig I got. On the front one, it's the bomb anchor, and this one's coated. They did a special run of a rubberized coating on this front anchor. The reason I like it is when you lower it, it doesn't go clang and hit the bottom and spook fish. On the back, I still have the 6 pound, or maybe it's a 5 pound mushroom anchor. I can't remember, but I think eventually I will switch it out to the bomb that's coated with that rubberized coating. Let's take a look. So what that does is it allows me to hold position, and even if I'm anchored off the front, the boat's not going to swing side to side, which can throw slack in. If I'm presenting a jig that way and the wind, lets me pendulum swing off the front towards it'll actually give slack to the line, and then you don't feel the bite. So double anchoring is critical. The other critical part of double anchoring is that you got this. I use the NRS Copilot knife. It's very handy if I need to, if I'm stuck, if the wind's really blowing, or if I get a ankle line jammed in there, I just reach right down. On this side, it's close to me, and then on the other side, it's also close to me, and I can very quickly cut that and abandon that anchor if I need to. All right, this is the most upstream, aggressive, furthest upstream spot that I can find one of those current seams, and I got a nice big foam, very still foam eddy right here. There's got to be someone home in this. Let's give it a shot. Alright, I fished this spot early in the day. It's getting late, and I figured might as well revisit a feeding station I hit earlier. So, oh, that's a big one. Right after I said I hadn't caught more than one in one place. Oh, get you in the net. You're a beast. Sure, big for the day. Chunky monkey. All right, let's go ahead and get a weight on this big chunk, big Potomac, chunky smallmouth, and get a quick length measurement. Yeah, he is right at 19 inches. Good to see there's still some big fish in the Potomac. Yeah. He's just shy of 4. I'm gonna call him 314, maybe 2 ounces shy of 4 pounds. Beautiful fish. We'll get him back in, and you know, it's great to capitalize on catching both numbers and the occasional big fish here on the Potomac with a warming trend. All right, beautiful 19-inch, 3 pound, 14 ounce Potomac River smallmouth. Get her back in. That was a good jump. Lots of jumps. A good fish from that same spot. Chunkies. See you later, chunkies. Alright, you got another one? Hold her up.
Yeah, I think it's the last one of the day for me.
Cool.
Chunky little fella.
How many did you end up with on the day?
I think I got 7 or 8, I don't know. And
nice.
A big catfish that like jumping.
Very cool.
Good fun.
Thank you, Mr. Smallmouth. There he
Hasta la
goes.
pasta. Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely feel the you know, the warming trend window like sort of slamming shut on us. Like it's been blowing. I think we were up to like mid 50s today.
Yeah, just
that was
today
with
we
the
saw the turn almost, yeah.
forecast. It is not bad right now.
No.
At sunset, and the wind has picked up. So.
Yep, I think we're right at the cusp of this front coming in. So.
Yep. Let's zoom on out of here and get up the hill.
Sounds good.
All right.